Hello everyone, this is Gerone Wright, and once again we're here on my Geronification YouTube channel. Okay, excuse me. In this video, I'm going to be going after ancient Rome. Ancient Rome. I have up here a very well known piece of artwork. Okay, I don't know the artist. However, it's a very famous piece of artwork because this is an artwork that references how Constantine, while before a great battle, he engaged. He seen the red cross in the sky. Okay, and here the artist captures all of this. Now Constantine, some of you may know, he was a Roman emperor. He wasn't he con- who actually converted to becoming Christian after seeing this red cross in the sky. Okay, he was no pope. Let me see here. He wasn't no disciple. He wasn't no cardinal. He wasn't even a bishop. He was just a an emperor who converted to becoming Christian. Okay. Now, what else is there about this guy? You know, I've also read in some of the ancient texts where Vatican City is located. That property and that location. Actually, Constantine was the one that actually gave that location to the Vatican, as it is known today. And all throughout there, throughout Rome, you'll see monuments and statuettes actually that are saluting or in contribution to um, Constantine's era and who he was. Okay. Now, again, here the artist captures um, the vision of there. There's Constantine right there. Now, it's my position, people, that all of these images, all of these paintings, tell a surreal story as to the genetic bridging and manipulation of mankind. And this is all that mattered most to everyone, was the fact that mankind, his genetics, and where they went and where they needed to go. And just as it's my position that this is what this artist captures. There's a pillar on this side and a pillar on that side there, and Constantine is in the middle. It's my position that this artist is capturing this red cross in the sky here. That from this pillar to the pillar that's over there. Let me see if I can get this up larger for you. So I have um, there's a pillar on that side, and then there's a pillar on that side there. It's my position, first of all, that this entire image is referencing during the era of Constantine how there was a monumental genetic change where Constantine, as well, just like I told you, many other figures that are referenced in these times, these great people, that they contributed, they genetically sacrificed themselves to being genetically altered and contaminating other nations. So we have a pillar here and a pillar over there, and we have the cross up the middle. It's my position that just like Jesus was on the cross, okay, sacrificed at the cross, this is what Constantine is actually stating. Okay, I have other images that I'm not going to dig out right now, but it's my position that what is being stated there. Do I have something here? If I have one, no, I don't have it here. That Constantine is being shown cross-reference between both pillars, and the message in between. And you got to read these as genetic grails. And what's in between, the messages, all that is here is telling you that it shows you genetics which were broken down and sent from one side to the next, with this man being in the middle and he's being cross-referenced. There's a genetic altering. That's what it is, a genetic intervention. And that's what this is about. This is no different than if who your genetic identity is, and someone took a needle and injected AIDS into your body, and then it shows you and if you can capture all of that, it shows you the AIDS actually through that fusion of that gene in your body, and then they had a virtual imagery of it as it's taking off in your body. That's what these paintings are capturing. Genetics in motion, contamination, altering, manipulation in a cult like ritual way. And that's what's being stated here. I'm going to show you something. What I can see, what you can't see. I'm gonna play with this a little bit to show you how far I can go into this image, okay? How far I can go into this image. I'm gonna show you something. Let's go to this woman here standing up almost like in a goddess sense, up here on top of the pillar, and this woman is below. Because I know what this is indicating, what this is implying, I know that I can go into this image and show you something about it that you would never had ever realized before. And even if you looked at this painting a million times, you would never know until I actually showed you. It's a bridging over of man and woman. Let me show you something. I'm going to show you a couple things. First, I bring you Medusa. She is the mother of creation. She's a real person. She's not mythical. I found her to be very actual and a factual being. If you Google ancient Swedish rocks, you would actually, let me see if I can get her a mouth in. You see what I'm doing here, people? You would actually see she's on those ancient Swedish stones as well. She is an actual person. See these cloths? This cleverly creates her image. The clothing of that woman, you see her coming to life right there? The clothing, the fabric of this woman creates the witch-like woman, and all of this represents the snakes on her hair. Medusa. I want to give her an eye without, I see the eye when I come back this way, but I'm trying to give it to you in a sense where I don't want to mess it up, because I'm looking from beyond. The eye would be in that area there. You see that? I don't want to mess it up, so that's Medusa. I'm going to show you what we got here. The chin, the mouth, the nose, the eye, and the fabric of the clothing creates it, and the furthering off of it creates the extensions of the snakes coming out of her hair. All right. Now, I'm going to give you something else. You come down here to this little guy here. And in fact, I'm not going to be able to draw this upside down because this is a little bit more difficult. But I'm going to show you how these multi-dimensional images, I might be able to. Oh, no, I'm not. You see this little short guy right here? Now, I gave you Medusa up here. I want to give you something else. It gets better than this, so just bear with me, people. I always go to the color. This is just start off. I start off slow. You see this little guy right here? You back off of him. I'm not going to try to draw it upside down because I want to mess up. His body creates just as up here. And oh, by the way, this Medusa image is also on the other side. But look at this guy. here. His entire body, right here, is developing a head. And if you look at his helmet, it shows you how this woman came down to here. Look at his helmet. It shows you these genes in transition. But check this out. Not only that, look here at the body and look at this face. The image of man right there. This will be the hair. All of this area, look at that hair. Just below the guy's chin, this little bearded man, it's a miniature man. This would be the eye. And his torso right here. This is the nose. And here's the mouth. And then here's the chin. So, this guy is 3 in 1. If you look at it. He's the female that is there. He's the male, showing you that his body bridged over. And I'm going to show you something else about that. That is really, really deep. Showing you that he's carrying all these genes now of here, of this cocktail, this chemistry. Now, eye, nose, mouth, and it shows you the leg of that little man coming out of snaking out of the mouth. You see that? Multi-dimensional images in one. Now it gets better. So hang in there, people, because that's nothing that can be disputed. I like doing things that can't be disputed. Now, mind you that this all represents a breakdown in the genes of our original ancestor, which is that of ape and African. So I want to show you something about this. First, why, if Constantine is seeing a cross in the sky, why is there a flying dragon there? I mean, it didn't. This thing about him seeing this cross, there was no mention of a dragon. So why is the artist capturing this dragon in the sky? What you want to say? Perhaps he's a fly. He's attached to the stick there, and he's like a flag flying on. Again, people, genetics in motion. I'm going to show you something before I'm going to go on. This is definitely going to get this video. I want this video to ring true for many of you. Okay. Here you have a man kneeling on his elbow between Constantine's leg. Again, in the resolution pulled away from Constantine. Look at the way the man's elbow, the way he's kneeling, holding his head, is on it, and the other arm is stretched out. How it cleverly creates the mouth, the nostril. It creates the face of a creature. The way his body is positioned between Constantine's legs. You back away from it, and you identify and you associate with what is there. But hold on, people. It gets better than that. It gets better than that. That's just another of the encryption styles that I want to show you that is actually there. And as I'm showing you these things, I'm actually seeing, let me turn this book over here too. I want to look at this from both areas because I'm seeing so much as I'm going here. Alright, I'm going to show you something else. Look at each one of these men right here that's charging forward to Constantine. Each one of them represents a genetic that was pulled from other civilizations and other nations and charging at Constantine. Look at the clothing of them. Let me see if I can come around here. You'll see reptilian skins, which is represented here. I'm going to show you. I'm just going to point out a few to you. He's wearing the vested armor of that of a reptile. me give you another one. I'm going to give you possibly maybe like 3 of them. Okay. Here, this guy is vested or covenant. I like that word better. Covenant with the skin of a lion. The lion's head is there. The lion's body, the fur of the lion is covered in his body. Which other one that I can actually give to you? I see a serpent there. Okay. Here's another creature over here, and I seemingly forget what that was. Let me look at what you call there, and I forget what that was. I believe that was also from the lion family. Actually, no, it looks like the. Oh, excuse me. looks like a. It looks like a creature almost in so much like a monkey. Right? Let me see if I can get this right because I'm looking at this backwards. The guy that's carrying that circled. Look, there you go, right here. Oh, look on the back of his head right there. The guy that's carrying those circles, like right there. So it's my position that 1, 2, 3, 4. How many guys do we have there charging? All of these guys, this row of guys here, carrying a different gene of the animal that they are represented, shown covenant in their skin, meaning that this is what this is representing. All of these genetics bridged together in a cauldron in a cult-like way, brought together to alter and further mankind from his original origins, which is that of ape, African, Asian, to get to where these Caucasian counterparts actually came from, or arrived at that point. Look at that face there, people. I'm looking at it from the side. You should see it. Oh, it's amazing. I'm looking at the upper eyelid, the eye, the nose, the mouth. Look at that face there, people. Right there. Look at that face of the man right there. Amazing. I'm going to show you something else about that in a minute. So here we have a momentous moment in time with this man. And I can do other wonders. There's also a other paintings of Constantine that I have done, and I mean it's truly absolutely amazing of how these artists capture the true cause for an existence for this man and his contribution to that of where Christianity is today and the Roman Empire. Look at that, people. Look at the face there. I wonder if I can draw that out without, but I know that I'll destroy it because I'm looking at it upside down, and I won't capture it the right way. I gotta leave it alone. Seeing it though, you can see the face right there and his torso. That would be the partial hair, the eye, the nose, the mouth, and his leg is actually coming out of the guy's mouth. There's the guy's jawline, and this leg is shown coming out of the other. Where look at that, absolutely amazing. Look how the artist captures that, and for the era of this painting, for that to be shown and captured. And look up here, people. The removal of the ape ancestor, the ancestry, the genetics shown taken out. A breakdown before your eyes, genetics in motion. Alright, I said it gets better. So let me keep going on. Huh. Where's the rest of my images at here? Now that I misplaced my... Oh, here they go. Put them inside of there. Oh, I can probably... Can I draw that guy out there now? Actually, no. Or can I? No, I'm not going to try to draw him. Alright, I want to show you something. I'm going to call your attention. This is a little clear image. Is it better? Yeah. Is it clear? No, it's about the same. I want to show you something about this. I'm going to break this image down for you. I'm going to, in a way that the guy that's over here, I want to show you something about this. It's my position that everything is interlinking. Where's that Constantine image at? No, I lost it in the book. I let it get away. It's my position. Oh, here he is. There he is there. He's holding the keys. He's holding the keys. I'm going to let that go for a minute. And come to here. To this. I'm going to go to this and then I'm going to go to something else. This is from the Lost Book of Nostradamus. You notice that the Pope figure, there's his Popal cap. The Pope figure is holding the two keys and this ornament here. And the angel is flying in with green wings and with the feather. And Pope is holding three crosses on his staff. My position that represents three cross references during that time, at that period. Significant cross references. Over here, this Pope figure has those keys in his hands crossed right there. Okay? And in his covering here, you will see the angels flying across. Okay? And on the opposite side, though, however, let me see if I can back this off. On the opposite side, do I have him here? Oh yeah, I have. I could have done this without actually. How come this is crooked? Oh, because it became unfastened. Now, all I had to do was back off. Okay, I didn't have to bring that whole image up. It's my position that this Lost Book of Nostradamus image is stating the same thing of what is being captured here about Constantine. The same things are present. It's my position that this Pope shown holding this ornament with the pin going down through the keys is this, representing, where in the world did I actually do it? Representing these hooded tents that these popes or clergymen are under, telling you that what occurred here genetically and created is carried here. In other words, it's my position that these tenets are implied in the Lost Book of Nostradamus, meaning if you close them up, put them on a stick, on a staff, that's what's being implied. And I know what angels and all of that means as well too, okay? But it's actually the same as what this flying dragon is implying, which I will later reveal later in time. Now, it's my position that everything that is being implied here is also implied in a consolidated way right here. The cross means the cross-referencing of mankind's genes. I don't care who has, well, those that are anciently rooted know this. And just like I told you in a video from yesterday, this is why there is in these crosses an animal. And then at each leg of this cross, there are mutations that bear the likeness of this animal, but yet that in mankind's form. It's my position that this ancient cross, being held by him, is stating that everything that is being implied here, that genetic altering, is now there. And that's what this is all indicating. Now, I'm going to keep going because it gets better than this. It gets much better. Let's go back to this little guy here that I told you cleverly creates a face. When you back away from it, this whole thing here creates the other man's forehead, his eye. There's his right eye. That would be his left eye. And then there's the nose, and out of his open mouth is the guy's leg. The further away you go back from it, the more it is realized. Here's the guy's chin or back of his chin area. You see that? How the whole thing cleverly creates a face. Okay. Now I'm gonna take you here somewhere else. Hold on, people. And we got the mother of creation, the witch-like woman, the green woman. There she is. There, the mother, the Medusa. Let me show you who else knew this. Surrealist artist. I love this guy because he actually takes and has a lot of that stuff in his artwork and put a twist and a spin on it. Surrealist artist Salvador Dali captures this. How does he captures this? Well, with the Madonna and the baby. How if I showed you that everything that is here, let me put another pin up here. Everything that is here is here. Isn't this amazing, people? I'm gonna put it side by side. And you see that woman with the snake coming out of her head, the Medusa, the green-like woman with represents the snakes and Medusa. Well, she's encrypted in the clothing, just like she's encrypted in the clothing there, in the lace-like clothing, the wardrobe of this woman, or barely clad woman. It's the same thing there. There's the eye, there's the mouth, And the snake is coming off of her forehead, represented by the green sleeving in the clothing that this woman is wearing. That's why Salvador Dali is capturing that in that way. Why would she have red on and then green? Look, captured the same way. I'm going to bring in now. It gets better than that, people. It gets much, 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 much better than that. I'm going to bring up my drawings in a minute. Well, let me bring up my highlights and show you what Salvador Dali has there. Just like there are multi-dimensional images there. Look at that man's face. I love this man's face. Right there that I captured. In that midget's body. In the midget's torso. The midget's head is cleverly encrypted into the head of a larger head. So it's two heads in one. The midget's head and then the larger head. And then the leg coming out of the mouth there. But hold on. It gets much better. Because Salvador Dali takes this from here. Takes this from here. Takes this from here. Salvador Dali takes these building blocks, showing you that what was built here, shown, taken apart. Salvador Dali was linked to the Vatican. He made multiple trips to the Vatican. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Salvador Dali, although he did convert to Christian, just like Constantine did. Come to think of it, you know what? This is amazing, because now that I think about it, Constantine converted to Christian as well too, just like Salvador Dali, just like Constantine did. The same story that was, I guess he wasn't no great Roman warrior, but Constantine actually converted to Christian, just like Salvador Dali converted to Christianity, just like Constantine did. And amazingly enough, this story about Constantine, which is here, Salvador Dali captures it in his work with Madonna, the same exact thing. Now look, I'm telling you that there was a building block of these genetics here. Salvador Dali shows you that there was another intervention of those genetics. All of his work mentions how he genetically contributed and sacrificed his body to the altering of genetics of mankind, which also involves Walt Disney. Amazing. I know it, but I would not be saying these things if I did not know for fact. If it wasn't factual, I would not be saying them. But let me show you what Salvador Dali captures. This is Salvador Dali's painting. Here are my highlights. Right there. I'm going to show you something, and then I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to make factual. I'm going to take this part down, and I'm going to show you factual things here. I'm going to do side by sides, okay? Now, you see this little guy. Oh, hold on. Let's take the Medusa-like woman. You see her there? Just like her eye is there, her eye is there. The mouth is there, the mouth is there. And amazingly enough, Salvador Dali makes the mouth in the clothing identical pretty much to what is there. Look at this, people. You see those little lines and all of that stuff? Salvador Dali almost verbatim matches that. Except, you know what Salvador Dali does? And right here, he shows her that she's cross-referenced. Right over top of her lip, Salvador Dali puts a cross, and I highlight it. There's a cross right there, showing you that there was a cross-reference. Salvador Dali puts a cross there, implying that the cross means the cross-referencing of mankind's genetics. Now, let's go over to the little boy. That's there. There's another cross in the hand, implying the cross reference of genetics. But more importantly, you see this, that the little boy looks like a mat that the little boy is on. Now you wouldn't be able to understand what that is. But you know what he's on? He's on a footprint. You know what that footprint is? It's the footprint of our reptilian ancestor that no one knew about until I brought it into focus. It's the reptilian foot of that of an ape, showing you that this child floating above those genetics, genetically bridged over an ancient gene. That's why the foot is so large. Represents our reptilian ape ancestor. Now, amazingly, let's go to this painting, this famous painting of Constantine. And I wonder if I can bring that in close enough for you to actually see. I may not need the original. I might be able to. But you see the little midget? Let's go into the little midget there. And I may have to give us some more. Let me see if I need more light here. And I can come around. Where's my clipboard at? Do I have a clipboard? I want to show you what's actually being shown here and implied here as well too. I'll use this as a backboard here. This envelope. Now, let's go to this little guy right here. Go to his foot. You know what his foot is on top of? Right there. Right there. His foot is on top of the identical image that is right here. Matching. A perfect match. Oh, hold it. A match. A line drawn from there to there. You see that? A line drawn from there to there. Now, what else was there would be a perfect match? Oh, notice the creatures that I've highlighted here. These reptile-looking creatures. There's like a reptile, like an ancient fish right there, and then that reptilian-like ape right there on that genetic blocks there. That is matched to where's those little guys at? That creature, I'm gonna have to show you in a sense. When you Google this image, you go right there, and that likeness and likenesses are right there encrypted in the shadows. So that is a perfect match to what is encrypted in the shadows right here. And I highlight it. These people are the building blocks, the founding stones to mankind's creation. And not only did this artist capture it back here, Salvador Dali comes along later, copies what was being stated, and telling you of a change. And it's recorded in his artwork. This is recording a change and showing you what changes were made. And then Salvador Dali shows you what changes were made. People that insinuate these cult-like changes and manipulations to even have the understanding and then the ability to be attached to the Vatican, just like I showed you in the video that I just did earlier this week with Nicki Minaj and her parading this Pope image character to the Grammys with her and being able to get away with it, being totally opposite of everything that is being that of Christian in a Christian way, the same exact thing. Salvador Dali does the same exact thing here. The same identical thing. The same identical thing. The same identical thing. Which is amazing about this is because of the fact of the matter that these people have a direct link to Christianity and to the Vatican. I mean, the most holiest of people that have dedicated their lives to God in such ways and their finances and done made donations do not have the privilege to go to and join these popes or visit these popes. But such characters of Dali, like Dali, that makes such the provocative paintings of all artists. And then there's Nicki Minaj that sings these provocative lyrics and totally against. These people have a greater understanding and a better connection and a better open line to these popes than people that have dedicated their entire lives in a godly way, in a real sense. You see, you get the message, people? In other words, a bum off the street has a better chance of visiting the Pope. Now, if he understood genetically what was going on than you do, and if you done dedicated your entire life to these people, sending them all your monthly checks or whatever and your weekly checks, how in the hell can Salvador Dali, who converted to Christianity just like Constantine, gain access to the popes? Because if you Google, you'll see where he done been to the Vatican on several occasions. One was for his wife Gala, who he married from another person with a questionable background. She was married to another person with a questionable background, and he went to the Pope to get prayed over for his phobia of the vagina. So he went to the Vatican to overcome his phobia. Well, it's my position that he went to the Vatican is because they're the ones that caused it in the first place. Because this guy was engaging bisexual, let's say homosexual acts, and now he was trying to go bisexual with his behavior. Because he was a homosexual from the beginning. So he had to go to the Vatican to get rid of his phobia. What were they going to do for him? Give him a nun? Give him a virgin? People, my position is that this foot, which represents our reptilian ape, if you Google the image, you'll see that this guy here is standing on that foot. The same exact foot. These images are identical. Now, what else is there? In the clothing here, well, there's our witch-like woman, the Madonna, the Medusa. The arm coming out of the clothing there represents the serpent. I can put a snake on the end of her hand because this is what's being implied. Okay? That's what's being implied. A snake exiting the witch-like woman's head, which is encrypted right there and encrypted right there. A perfect match. Down here, I see a transparent image of a cross, which I highlighted now. And then there's the image of an ape, which is right there. When you look at the image, all you see is this. But there's a cross, and there's the face of a monkey right there. I can see the eye from here, the cheek, the open mouth, and the chin. So therefore, I can give you the entire image, which is the ape. Now, where would that be at here? In the Constantine image, it is right here, off on her shoulder, And let me bring that in. Right here. When you Google this image, you will be able to identify the forehead, the nostrils, and the eyes, and the mouth of the ape image, which is encrypted in the clothing right there. Then, what is being stated is, you see how this ape looks like it's a cross between a woman and the ape? Okay? Those combined images together. Let me see if I can bring it right here. Oh gosh, let me see if I can come in closer. Can I get that closer without distorting that? Hold on. I want to get that image together. Hold on for a minute, people, so I can bring this together for you. I'm gonna highlight it so you can see it. I'm gonna highlight that. Alright, here we go. Right here. Right here. Uh, Let me show you. Right here. I draw it in a little bit. But right there, there's an ape image that is identically matching what Salvador Dali captures in his painting. Right there. You see that? That which is there, Salvador Dali captures there. The most compelling thing about this image is the genetic footprint of the reptilian ape, which is underneath this guy's foot. Because that reptilian ape foot is there. Now, let me show you something. You see how this guy here is shown? Oh gosh. Okay, here you go. Lifting off his helmet here, with his head tilted down, and he's lifted off. His head is tilted down, and he's lifting off his helmet. Notice how the child's head is lifted down. Tilted down, and this Madonna-like woman is holding the ball lifted from off the child. You see that? showing you an extraction of genetics. Which genetics? If you look closely, you'll see the images. Genetic bloodlines, which involve blood and semen, people. The pillar, which was created here, these building blocks, shown now, rearranged, and this is why how Salvador Dali is capturing it, showing you how they were rearranged and which was added in. Even shows you an egg going in. Reminds me of, now check this out. I done showed you over here what's going on. Reminds me of, just picture your mom or your sister in the kitchen baking a cake, and the added ingredient is an egg. You see that egg up there? Look, and it shows you a seashell up there. An egg from the sea added, changing. These genetic interventions happen every 4 to 500 plus years to undo what was done in the first place. Look at the face here. The lip, the eye, the chin. Shows you the mutations of the creatures. Genetics of our ancient ancestors that contributed to the genetic creation of mankind and the genetic altering of mankind as well. My name is Gerone Wright. You're watching my Geronification channel. And this painting, Salvador Dali, is a spin-off of this painting with Constantine. And it's amazing how both their stories are similarly the same except for all the war and all that. But Salvador Dali, who was converted to Christianity, Constantine converted to Christianity, and everything that is being implied here, Salvador Dali is implying here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 identifiers at this point that I'm identifying with, but the overall message is the same, so that would be 8. Identifying directly to what is being stated here. And it all originates from the ape ancestor, our reptilian ancestors, the Medusa-like woman, which also represents reptilian, with the snakes off the head, which represents who we are, all through the Egyptian culture, through the Asian world, through all of these culture groups. It's always been about a woman or a snake woman or a woman with snakes protruding from their heads. That's what it's always been about. And apes. Each and every Renaissance artist artwork that is famous are known for their famous ancient biblical artwork or ancient artwork period. Renaissance eras, I can show you the similar thing. It's always about these two subjects. The witch-like woman, the mother of creation, and our ape ancestor from which all mankind evolves from. In later images, the apes becomes the Africans, the servants, showing you how the servants on one side is darker servant, and then the other on the other side the servant is lighter, and then it shows you a woman in between, something like Queen Esther, bridged between them. Shows you which genetics were taken out. All of these paintings identify and associate genetically with who we are and which genes were being procured, which ones were being destroyed. Salvador Dali, and who else was that? Was that, I forget? I just did a video on him. Salvador Dali, and I can't even think of his name right now. There's another artist, Paul Rubens. Paul Rubens and Salvador Dali. Oh, and also you got to see George Quintet. He was a homoerotic artist. A homoerotic artist. Those three are the ones that I suggest use the most outright blatant encryption styles than all the others. Salvador Dali, Paul Rubens, and George Quintet, the homoerotic artist. Their encryptions are right there in your face. My name is Gerone Wright. You're watching my Geronification channel, and it's my position that the references with that of Constantine and him seeing the red cross in the sky is nothing more than Constantine being bridged, genetically crossed between the nations that he conquered, he fought, and between those that procured ancient genetics and manipulations. He became part of the process of the genetic manipulation and bridging and contamination process. And if you think about it, this is why the story of the Rosalind soldiers, the Rosalind troops, I forget their name. Oh gosh, was it Rosalind Chapel? I forget the name of these guys, the soldiers. Why they said they were going to expose Christianity for it. They stated that Christianity was not what it was thought to be, and they were going to expose it. And that's why the kings ran down the soldiers. I forget the name of those soldiers. You know, they built the Rosalind Chapel. Oh, the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar. Yeah, the Knights Templar. This is why they were disbanded and ran off, because they were going to expose Christianity for what it was. Well, this is the big secret, people. This is what they knew. This is what they knew. And there's even more about these images that are to be shared that you could not possibly even understand. I see so many things in these images. I have a multidimensional sense of awareness, a multidimensional sense of vision, and a multidimensional sense of understanding that has me not only drawn into these paintings to understand them, but understand why they were made, why they was created, and what's being stated. And then where all of this came from, I'm into that understanding. Yeah. And in order to see this stuff, you have to have that reptilian sense of being within your body. You have to have a head full of snakes. My name is Gerone Wright. You're watching my Geronification channel. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.